I was with Kathleen Carroll, the movie critic of the Daily News, and we decided to go on vacation in Europe. And we planned it that we would go to Cannes, and Kathleen would do a few interviews for the newspaper, and I would be sort of hanging around. No, but I got hooked on Cannes right away. Well, I like to drink, and we usually stayed at the bar. And halfway through, we changed hotels to the Majestic, which became my hangout for many years. I kept going to Cannes, and with my partner, Mr. Steinman, who did The Servant and The Pawnbroker, we became fast friends. We had the rooms next to each other at the Majestic. And we bought Love and Anarchy, the movie, which won the best foreign film. We bought plenty of films, and when we went to Cannes, I got involved with Dawn of the Dead. The producer of it, I met playing blackjack in one of the casinos, and I lent him some money. He paid me back, and he said he needed some money to finish a movie he was working on. And I said, when we get back to New York, we'll take a look at it. And we came back to New York, and he had a screening, and he showed it. And my partner, after looking at it, said, boy, it's a piece of crap, but it'll make a fortune. I must have been involved in 15, 20 movies, and this made more money than all of them put together. And some of them were classics. The Pawnbroker, The Servant, Loves of a Blonde. It was one night in the Carlton Hotel in the lobby. I was with Kathleen, and we ran into the guy who had the Atlanta Film Festival, of which Kathleen was one of the judges. And because she didn't pick his movie, he bawled the shit out of her. And she had told me about it, and I remembered it, and she introduced me to the guy in the lobby. And I said, are you the guy that made a beef against my lady? He said, yeah. So I clipped him, and he fell down and ripped his coat, and he started yelling at me that I owe him $400 for his coat. Meanwhile, every time he saw me, he went on the other side of the street. CBS did a show about Cannes, and it was on television, and it was the worst. I said, Jesus, I can do better than this. So I conned Lord Lou Grade, who was a friend of mine, out of $250,000. And he put it up, and we did the Diary of the Cannes Film Festival. There were Kennedy quarters that I used to give out, that came out. And they thought they were big in Europe because they didn't have Kennedy's picture. Then I increased it to the dollar, the Eisenhower dollar. And I always bought $2,000 or $3,000 worth over with me and give them out. I had the pleasure of running into my dearest friend, still today, Roger Ebert. He had just been made the movie critic of the Chicago Sun-Times. And we had a lot of fun together. Meanwhile, Kathleen was out interviewing people from the different movies. At that time, I believe he was drinking, but he hasn't had a drink in the last 30, 40 years. But he's not too well now, and I admire his courage. It's simply fantastic. He had his own show for years. He made a lot of money. I remember when he received the Pulitzer Prize, and I was in Chicago, and I asked him how he got Pulitzer Prize, and he lived in a fifth floor room, one room apartment, and he said he got it. It was delivered to him care of occupant. Roger always called me Billy Silver Dollar, and if you Google me, you look up Billy Silver Dollar Baxter. It's got to have Silver Dollar in there, otherwise I'll be a non-entity.